Live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good evening for the 156th time in this replay. Is it the last? We'll find out in about an hour. I'm Ron Juckett. We welcome you to Game 5 of this 1978 World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Texas Rangers. And maybe, just maybe yesterday we actually had a ball game. The Rangers took the lead early, and then Davey Lopes' three-run homer gave the Dodgers a 3-1 lead, and the Dodgers didn't look back. And in fact, tonight, with Don Sutton on the hill, the Dodgers are one game away from winning the World Series. If they don't do it tonight, they're going to go back to Los Angeles Tuesday night for Game 6, and then, if they really need it, Wednesday night Game 7. So the Dodgers have 3 chances to pop open the champagne I can't pronounce, it's not Corbel, to win the World Series, something that they haven't done since 1965, and something they would not do in real life until 1981 against the New York Yankees. So 27 outs away, you got to get a couple runs in, and the Dodgers will be the champions of 1978. If the Texas Rangers want me to do the 157th stream of this replay, they got to find a way to win. They've got their best people out there, and you have Ferguson Jenkins on the mound. Fergie lost Game 1, but to be fair to the Rangers, it was following an all-night flight after they won the ALCS in New York in 5 games. So what do they got to do? Well, they can hit. They do need to play some small ball, as with any other team that's behind the 8 ball down in an elimination game. Just one game at a time. Don't press too hard, and get what you have to get done. Doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish. And if the Rangers can get this back to Los Angeles, maybe, just maybe, there'll be some thoughts in people's heads. If the Rangers can, they have announced that John Matlack might start Game 6 if we get that far. The Dodgers will go with Bob Welch if the series continues past tonight. Jenkins can go 130 pitches. Sutton can go 135. So if you're ready, I am. Let's play some baseball, shall we? As Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 World Series. Tonight, from Arlington Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it is Game 5. The Los Angeles Dodgers have a chance to win the championship. They lead 3-1, and tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so that's the scene set for you. It's brass tacks time. It's a beautiful night in Arlington. 74 degrees. The wind's blowing left to right at 3 miles an hour. And the season rests on the right arm of one 34-year-old Ferguson Jenkins. He pitched Game 1. Didn't pitch all that well. Allowed 9 hits over 7 innings. He gave up 5 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 5 in the Game 1 loss. He is a fastball pitcher at 86 miles an hour. Does not favor the ground ball or the fly ball. And so this will be the lineup that he will face. The Dodgers have used this in all 3 games in Arlington. Davey Lopes will lead off and play second. Billy North, the faster runner, is in center field. He'll bat second. Ron Say at third will bat third. Steve Garvey at first will clean up. Reggie Smith will bat fifth in right field. Dusty Baker in left will bat sixth. Lee Lacy, who finally hit a home run in this series, is a DH. He'll bat seventh. Billy Russell at short will bat eighth. Steve Yeager, who figures to be the MVP if the Dodgers win this tonight, will bat ninth behind the plate. And Don Sutton, who has pitched in a whole series of big games in his career, is trying to win the first championship for the Dodgers in 13 years. He is on the mound tonight. Defensively for Texas, Al Oliver a 5 and a 7 in left. Juan Beniquez is a 9 and a 7 in center. And Bobby Bonds a 7 and 8 in right. Toby Hara a 5 at third. Bert Campaneris an 8 at short. Bump Wills a 7 at second. Mike Hargrove an 8 at first. Jim Sundberg a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. And Ferguson Jenkins is an 8 on the mound. A late arriving crowd here. Kenny Rogers sang the national anthem. And David Clyde threw out the first pitch. Lopes is 4 for 15 in this World Series. He scored 3 times. He had the big 3-run blast yesterday. Has driven in 4, hit that, has a double and a home run. He has walked twice and struck out 3. And so Jenkins is ready, Sundberg is ready, Lopes is ready. Let's see if we give out a championship tonight, shall we? Jenkins starts the ball game with a ground ball to Wills. Over to Hargrove, 1 out. Billy North is 2 for 9 in this World Series. He went 2 for 4 in Game 3 and went 0 for 5 yesterday. Rick Monday played the games at Dodger Stadium, and if this series does go back to Los Angeles, he'll have to wonder whether it'll be North or Monday in the field. Jenkins delivers. Strike 3. Ferguson got him to swing on a 2-2 fastball. So that brings up Ron Say. The Penguin 3 for 16 in this series. He hit a home run. There was 6 home runs yesterday. He has struck out 4 times, including twice yesterday. But if you win, no one cares if you're hitting 188. Jenkins deals, and there's a fly ball to left center. Beniquez is there, and that will retire the side. Dodgers go in order in the top of the first to Game 5. Don Sutton takes the hill. Sutton went the distance in Game 1. He scattered 6 hits, allowed 1 run. He walked 2 and struck out 6. He's 33 years old. He's a fastball pitcher at 86 and a fly ball pitcher. And this will be the lineup that he will face. Mike Hargrove, who's had a good World Series, leads off at first base. Bump Wills at second, will bat second. Al Oliver in left field will hit third. Bobby Bonds in right will clean up. Richie Zisk, the DH, will bat 5th. Jim Sundberg behind the plate will hit 6th. Toby Harrah at 3rd will bat 7th. Juan Beniquez in center field will bat 8th. Bert Campaneris has had a very productive series, both with the glove and the bat. He'll bat 9th. And Ferguson Jenkins, who threw 17 pitches in the first, is on the mound. So Hargrove steps in at 5 for 17. He's hitting .297. Had a triple in game 1 and has had a hit in all 4 games. He struck out twice yesterday. That's how the Dodgers set up. Dusty Baker is 7 and a 4 in left. Billy North a 5 and a 3 in center. Reggie Smith a 5 and an 8 in right. Ron Say a 7 at third. Bill Russell an 8 at short. Davey Lopes a 10 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first. And Yeager is a 7 and an 8 behind the plate. Sutton is an 8 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Yep. We're down to our final maybe 3 broadcasts of this replay. I put them all in a playlist today. And this is broadcast number 156. Didn't think we'd have that in January. So, yeah. Todd sits down behind the guy with the rainbow wig and the John 3:16 sign. And yeah, I hear you. So we gave you Hargrove's numbers. Pitch from Sutton, and there's a ground ball to Russell over the first one out. So Bump Wills. Maury's kid had a 3-run homer in game 3. And it's 4 for 17 on the series. He has scored twice. He's not had a stolen base. Doing fine tonight. Melancholy if the Dodgers win, not because of the Dodgers winning, but we started this project back in early January, and this might be it. Say and Garvey play for the bunt. Wills will swing, and there's a ground ball to Russell over to Garvey, 2 out. Brings up Al Oliver, who is 4 for 16 on the series. He went 2 for 4 in the game 3 win with a double, and last night went 0 for 4. Yeah, it is kind of like a good book. I mean, we've got the 2 teams I think deserve to be in the World Series, and if the Yankees had won, I would have said the same thing. You really can't argue with how we got here. You wish that the World Series was better. But, yeah, it's like finishing a good book. It was sad to see last year's project end, and yeah, 156 streams on Twitch. Pitch to Oliver is a liner to center. North is there, and that will retire the side. So Sutton and Jenkins do their job. Everybody's all clean. Through 1. After 1, no score. Yeah, you know, that's the whole point, Jamie, of trying to make it feel like a real season. And that's true. Bucky Dent is just Russell. I like that. I really do. Steve Garvey is 2 for 17 in the series. He's had hits the last 2 nights with 2 strikeouts. He's hitting .118, but if the Dodgers win tonight, no one's going to remember it. Mario Mendoza, that's right. We trade Mario Mendoza, Dave Stegman, Gary Serum, and Wayne Gage. Wayne Cage. Now Cleveland just kept mucking things up the last week of the season. Pitch to Garvey. There's a ground ball to Harrow over to Hargrove for the out. I wonder where he is. I hope he's all right. Here's Reggie Smith. He's had a good series. He is 4 for 10. He's walked 6 times, had a homer in Game 2 and a double in the win yesterday. He has driven in only that 1 run, but scored 3. 1 out, top of the second, no score in Game 5. Pitch to Reggie is a base hit, left field. Oliver will pick it up. Smith is on with a single. And that's the first base runner for anybody. Umbarger would be the long man for Texas if they need it. And we're not quite at the point where we're throwing the kitchen sink, but Mr. Jenkins' leash is rather short. Do is follow it on the channel, Replay Sports Channel. That's not me. Wonder who that is. It sounds very similar. Dusty Baker is 2 for 13 in the series. He has walked twice and struck out once. Went 0 for 4 yesterday. Runner on first, 1 out, top of the second, no score. Pitch from Jenkins is a slow roller to Campanera. His only play is to first. Had to hurry. Baker is out. You can sit next to Cindy Garvey. And just reminder, there's just something about an Aqua Velvet man, Todd. Brings up Lee Lacy. 2 out, runner on second. Lacy 4 for 15. Had a triple in Game 3, a homer, a solo shot yesterday. And is hitting .267. Jenkins from the line. There's a base hit center field. Reggie will round third and score. And the Dodgers go up 1-0. Remember, we've only had 1 lead change in this entire season. 49. 49 in January. Which is kind of cool because I'll be 49 on Thanksgiving, but 46, the National League race is great. The Dodgers and the Cardinals actually go to a playoff. But 49, we're going to hope the Red Sox can actually do something and not finish 15,000 games out of first. Just saying, Billy Russell is 3 for 13 on the series. He walked and struck out yesterday and scored. So he has 2 doubles. Both of those came in Game 1. One nothing. Lacy on first. 2 out. Top the second. Pitch to Russell. There goes Lacy. The throw down to Wills, and Lacy is out. But the Dodgers draw first blood. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. They don't leave anybody on. We go to the bottom of the second of Game 5. 1-0 Dodgers. So Bobby Bonds is 3 for 14 on the series. He had a home run yesterday and has 1 stolen base. The Dodgers have done a good job keeping him in check. And Todd, he's with Cleveland in 79. Sutton deals. Struck him out. First for Sutton in 0-2. Swung on and missed. So it brings up Richie Zisk. Richie is 1 for 14 on the series. He got a hit in Game 2. He walked once yesterday. The Dodgers can get away with weak hitting in the middle of their lineup because Yeager and Lopes have done the job. But the Rangers, no such luck. Sutton deals. Struck him out. That's 2 out. He swung on and missed an off-speed pitch at 80. And that'll bring up Sundberg. Jim is 0 for 16. He did have an RBI in the win. You're not changing horses this late. These are the best 9 that Texas can throw out there. I think a combination of both. Bonds traveled a lot in the latter part of his career. He's older at this point. Hadn't discovered his son's fountain of youth yet. And he always had a reputation of being kind of surly. Although I think with the Rangers making the World Series in '78, that might have changed. Pitch to Sundberg. Struck him out. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the third in Game 5, 1-0 Dodgers. So we gave you Russell's numbers in the second, and he was at the plate when Lacey was thrown out trying to steal. Pitch to Russell. Into right. Bonds in the corner, 1 out. And would you have ever thought that Steve Yeager would have been the hot hand for the Dodgers? He has had a World Series he'll never forget. In 3 of the 4 games, he's had 2 hits. In fact, he's 7 for 15 on the series. And a double yesterday. How you doing, Mr. Super Bowl Tournament? Mike from the truck. Yeager has driven in 6. 1-0 Dodgers, top the third, 1 out. And Yeager sends out one into center. Benitez, 2 out. For Davey Lopes, who's 0 for 1. Jenkins, 48 pitches. Yeah, that is a month's worth of work. 7 hits for Yeager. 48 pitches. That's not very efficient. 2 2/3 innings, 2 hits, and a strikeout. Pitch to Lopes is a ground ball, base hit, left side. So Billy Hunter calls his bullpen and says, get somebody up. We can't afford to be down more than 2. Lopes has good speed. North struck out his first time up. Throw to first, Davey back. Billy Hunter, by the way, the manager for the Rangers, features prominently in our Whitey Ford tribute game. That's up on YouTube. Pitch to North. There's a ground ball to Hara. Wills for 1, and that's all they need. So the Dodgers, no runs, a hit. They leave a runner on. No errors. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's the Dodgers 1, the Rangers nothing. So Toby Hara, Juan Benitez, and Bert Campaneris to face Sutton here in the third. Hara 5 for 14 on the series. He had a home run and a double yesterday. And his 2 for 4 afternoon. Hitting .357, just the 1 RBI. With 2 strikeouts. Sutton has fanned the last 3. Pitch to Hara. Ground ball to Say. Over to Garvey, 1 out. So Juan Benitez at the plate. 1 3 for 11. Kind of surprising how the bottom of both lineups has been the contributors. Had 2 RBI yesterday and a home run. Ball was flying out of here. Wind 7 miles an hour left to right and 71 degrees. Cowboy fans stunned in real life because of the injury to their quarterback today. Their ankle wasn't supposed to do what Prescott's did. Ugh. Pitch to Benitez is a ground ball to Lopes, over to Garvey, 2 out. So Sutton has done exactly what Tommy Lasorda has asked. Campaneris is 2 for 8. He went 2 for 3 yesterday and stole a base. Yeah, it's a horrible division. Didn't watch any of it. As a Giants fan, it's painful to watch. They are god-awful. 2 out. And there's a ground ball to Say, over to Garvey. And that should and will retire the side. 9 up, 9 down. We go to the 4th. That's true. I could be a Jets fan. We go to the 4th. 1-0 Dodgers. And so Say is 0 for 1. Yeah, the NFC East is the castor oil of the NFL. You gotta tolerate it in a lot of markets because of the a 6-10 team could win that division, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. And the Giants aren't going to be 6-10. Ron Say's 0 for 1 to 3rd. Harrow over to 1st, 1 out. So here's Garvey. He's 0 for 1. Todd puts his arm around Cindy. Whispers that Regis Philbin loves her in her ear. Pitch to Garvey. There's a base hit, left center field. Beniquez will pick it up. Garvey will hold with a single. And that's the 4th hit. Reggie Smith singled and scored his first time up. Yes, well, that's ESPN's job to devote hours to stuff that I will never watch. Jenkins delivers. There's a line drive to Wills. 2 out. So the blooper was right there, and Bump caught it. Here is Baker. Dusty's 0 for 1. Dodgers could use an insurance run here. Ballpark playing big. -6 for the lefties batting average. Righties are flat. -13% batting for home runs and -14 for the righties. Of course, that didn't matter yesterday. Pitch to Baker. Struck him out. He got him, and Jenkins is through 4. So he swung on and missed an off-speed pitch. No runs, a hit. The Dodgers leave a runner on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Los Angeles. So Sutton, 9 batters on 40 pitches. But he's only struck out 3 in 3 innings. Everything else is a bagel. Hargrove is 0 for 1. That's true. If you're not watching Urinating Tree on YouTube, not for the kiddies, but man, is he funny. Pitch to Hargrove is a fly ball to left center. North goes back. 1 out for Wills. We will try to break up a no-hitter in Game 5 of the World Series in an elimination game. Pitch to Wills. He squares, and that will roll foul. So the count is 0-2. Brian McCann is bristling watching this on TV. Pitch to Wills is a fly ball to right. Smith makes the catch against the track. 2 out. And so that brings up Al Oliver, who's 0 for 1. Sutton from the wind. Ball 4, so that's the first base runner for the Rangers in the ball game. And that'll bring up Bobby Bonds, who struck out his first time up. Bonds, of course, started the year with the White Sox. And then next summer, we'll be patrolling the shores of Lake Erie. Yep, poor Dak. Just poor Dak. Pitch to Bonds is fouled off. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. If we are with you on Tuesday, 8 East, no, noon. It's a Game 6. It'll be our last noontime stream of the replay. DK Sports has a new football game update, right? Is that what you meant? Or has Kerry come out with another patch for Pro Strategy Football? Pitch to Bonds, gets away from Yeager, but Oliver stays put. It's in the dirt. And Oliver didn't move up. And the count now is full at 3-2. So Sutton taking a deep breath. It's only a 1-0 game here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Into left field. That will stay in the yard. Baker against the wall makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 5th. It's the Dodgers 1, the Rangers 0. So Lacey singled and drove in Smith in the second. Pitch to Lacey is a fly ball right center field. Beniquez, 1 out. Billy Russell is 0 for 1. Got him. Jenkins got him on an 0-2 change at 77 looking, and that's his third strikeout. So here's Yeager. He is 0 for 1. Struck him out. He got him to swing at an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Halfway home here in Game 5. Are the Dodgers on the verge? We'll find out. We'll be back right after this. Retro Sports Network, for the 156th time this replay, presents the 1978 World Series. Tonight, Game 5 from Arlington Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The Dodgers lead the series 3-1 and lead the ball game 1-0. And tonight's game and every game of this World Series brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And the recap is rather short if you joined us late. Lee Lacey with an RBI single to score Reggie Smith. That came in the second. I don't know why it says Boston defeats Chicago 10-2, because that's not there. And yes, Aunt Becky does endorse Digital to Dice, because it's the only thing she's allowed to listen to at Camp Cupcake. Pitching-wise, Don Sutton has struck out 3 and walked 1. Ferguson Jenkins, 5-hitter, or 5 innings, 4 hits, and just a lone run. Richie Zisk struck out his first time up. Sutton starts the 5th with a fly ball to right. Back goes Smith, 1 out. So that is bring up Sundberg. He's 0 for 1. He struck out, and he will line this one into right center field, and Sundberg finally has a hit, and so do the Rangers. So Sundberg has a double, and the Rangers have the tying run on, and 1 out for Toby Harrah, who was 0 for 1. So for the second time today, Sutton's going to have to go out of the stretch. Pitch to Toby, struck him out. He got him with a full count fastball on the black. 2 out. For Beniquez, who's 0 for 1. Sutton deals, and there's a liner to right. Smith makes the catch to retire the side. So the no-hitter's gone, but the shutout remains. No runs, 1 hit. The Rangers strand a runner. We go to the 6th. 1-0 Dodgers. And so Jenkins, 18 batters deep, 5 innings, 83 pitches, 4 hits, and 4 strikeouts. And Lopes, 1 for 2. Jenkins deals, and there's a ground ball right back to Ferguson. Over to Hargrove, 1 out. So Billy North is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Hargrove and Harrah play for the bunt. North into center. Beniquez, 2 out. For Ron Say, who's 0 for 2. And he got hit by the pitch. He sits there and smiles out there. Got him on the arm. He rubs it. Yep, Billy North, Doug Glanville and Billy North played a lot alike too, Todd. So runner on first for Garvey, who's 1 for 2. Todd B. whispers in Cindy's ear, "You're better than Kathy Lee Gifford. Just remember that. You're better than Kathy Lee Gifford." Pitch to Garvey is a fly ball to right. Back goes Bonds in the corner to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. The Dodgers strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0 Dodgers. So we'll give Campaneris another at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Going to square, bunts down, and that will roll foul. So the count is 0-2. If we don't get the Cindy Garvey thing, Cindy, I believe when Regis moved with Regis from Los Angeles to New York to do the local version of what would become Live with Regis, and Kathy Lee or Kelly or Ryan Seacrest or Michael Strahan, or take your pick. But that's it. Regis and Cindy Garvey were the pair before Regis and Kathy Lee. Pitch to Campaneris is a fly ball to center north, 2 out. So Mike Hargrove is 0 for 2. Sutton, 80 pitches through 18 batters, 5 1/3 innings. A hit, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Pitch to Hargrove is a fly ball to right. Back goes Smith. It's off the wall. Hargrove's going to hold at second with a stand-up double. So 1 out for Bump Wills, who was 0 for 2. Wills has a hit in the first 4 games of the series. Pitch to Bump. There's a fly ball to right. Smith has it. Hargrove goes back. He will bluff but not go. 2 out. Oliver. Al is 0 for 1 with a walk. 1-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 6th. Pitch to Oliver. Into center, north. And he makes a fantastic diving, sliding catch to save the run. An absolute web jam. He holds up the glove to the camera, to the 45,000 stunned people, and to his mom watching on television, looking, going, "Hey, Mom, look what I found." After 6, it's 1-0 Dodgers. And so Reggie Smith is 1 for 2. He is singled and scored that lone run in the 2nd. Pitch to Smith, ball 4. So Jenkins has pitched into the 7th. Flashes the leather. And no, we're not talking about 50 Shades of Tommy Lasorda either. Dusty Baker's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Smith on first. Jenkins, you know that leash now is really short, speaking of leather. To short. Campaneris to Wills for 1. Over to Hargrove. I think Baker beat it out. He did. 1 out. So 6-4 on the 4. And that'll bring up Lee Lacy, who drove in Smith. It'll be Bonds, Zisk, and Sundberg after the stretch. Lacy, shallow right center. Beniquez, 2 out. Billy Russell's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The Dodgers, coming into this game, well, I can now simply add here, have 20 runs, including tonight, to Texas's 12. Only 5 errors combined. And neither team has hit all that well. The Dodgers won the first 2 in Los Angeles, 5-1 and 6-3. Texas won Game 3 4-2, and then the Dodgers 6-4 yesterday. So Russell 0 for 2 with a strikeout, 2 out, top the 7. Into right field, that's going to get past Bonds. Baker will round third. Bonds will throw home. The throw from Wills is not in time. Not in time, and it's 2-0 Dodgers. I thought about making Mo to the DH. That was a bad throw. That was close. Russell's on with a double. They'll let Jenkins pitch to Yeager. You might see Manny Mota come up down in the 9th just to get him in. He obviously would get a ring. Yeager will be it for Jenkins either way. 0 for 2 tonight. Struck him out. He's 0 for 3, but nobody cares. Stretch time, 2-0. So the Dodgers get their insurance run. If you're wondering, Sutton threw 2 shutouts on the real year, and he might be, and threw 3 in the replay. He has struck out 10 in Game 1. He has fanned 4 tonight, although Yeager, 0 for 3 tonight, really has been the driving force. But ballots have been handed out. I would say Yeager. What say you? Bonds is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Into right field. Back goes Smith, 2-1 Los Angeles. The Rangers are on the board in Game 5. They are tired of everybody talking about the Dodgers winning this thing. So Bonds hits his 2nd home run of the World Series and his 4th of the postseason. A solo shot. And it's 2-1. Here's Zisk, he's 0 for 2. The Dodger fans thank Todd B for the jinx. Pitch to Zisk. Struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 off speed. So that's 5 for Sutton. And that'll bring up Sundberg, who's doubled and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Lopes, North, and Say probably to a new pitcher in the 8th. Sundberg into left field. Back goes Baker. 2 out. So here's Hara. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out. Oh, that's right. Somebody down the West Texas town of Laredo made that catch. Pitch to Hara. Ground ball, base hit right side. So the tying run is on, and 2 out for Juan Beniquez. And there will be a pinch hitter for Campaneris if the inning is extended. Pitch to Beniquez. Here's a base hit. Into right. Hara goes to 3rd. And Beniquez on 1st. So the Rangers have runners on the corners and 2 out. And it's going to be, sing it with me one more time, who can hit a righty? Bobby Thompson hit .250 with 2 homers and 14 RBI. So Beniquez on 1st, Hara on 3rd. This is Bobby Thompson's first postseason at bat. And what a situation to come in. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1 the score. Yeager and Sutton go out. Change around the sign. Sutton deals. Chopper to Garvey, takes it to the bag, and that will retire the side. So the Rangers get a run on 3 hits, but they strand 2. We go to the 8th. It's 2-1 Los Angeles. So Toby Harrah moves to short. And Tommy Lasorda's best friend, Kurt Bavacqua, comes into play third. Lopes 1 for 3. That's going to be it. Reggie Cleveland will come in. Cleveland has pitched twice in this World Series. He has thrown 2 innings. Does not have a record. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. He's a fastball, ground ball, plus pitcher at 89. And his job is to keep this a 1-run ball game. Lopes is 1 for 3. Terry Forster loosening for the Dodgers as the clubhouse is being plasticed over. Got him. Lopes with an 0-2 at the knees, 1 out. Billy North is 0 for 3. And Lasorda is debating now. No, he'll do it in the 9th. He'll do it in the 9th. Pitch to North. There's a ground ball to Harrah, who makes a tremendous stop. That bounced off the bag right in the glove of Harrah. Toby with a bang-banger to first, and there's 2 out. So Harrah, who is not as good defensively as Campaneris, makes an absolute web gem. And that'll bring up Say, who is 0 for 2. Hargrove, Wills, and Oliver in the 8th for Texas. Pitch to Say. Ground ball to Harrah, over to Hargrove, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning of Game 5, 2-1 Los Angeles. So Hargrove 1 for 3 with a double. Sutton, in trying to lock down his second win of the series, has thrown 118 pitches to 27 batters. 7 innings, 5 hits. The home run to Bonds. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Pitch to Hargrove. Struck him out. A 2-2 swung on and missed. And the Dodgers are 5 outs away. Bump Wills is 0 for 3. Sutton deals. Ball 4, and the tying run is on, and it'll come Terry Forster. Sutton's day is done. Tommy gives him a big old pat on the rear as he walks to the dugout for the last time in this replay. We got a pitching change. This game is coming to you from Arlington Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Forster threw 2 innings yesterday. He gave up a run, it was earned, and 1 hit and struck out 2. But he has 2 saves in this series. He is a ground ball extreme pitcher, and the fastball tops out at 91. They guard the lines. Pitch to throw to first. Wills is back. And now Texas calls for the hit and run. You got to try to make something happen here. Forster deals. There's a ground ball that's bounced off the glove of Forster, and everybody's safe. So Wills on second, Oliver on first, 1 out for Bobby Bonds, who homered in the 7th to make it 2-1. A homer right now gives the Rangers a lead. Yep, Forster couldn't bend over to pick that one up. Pitch to Bonds. Ground ball to Garvey. Takes it to the bag himself. They'll trade outs to move him up 90. And so there's 2 out for Zisk. And they will pitch to Zisk, who is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. So Wills, the tying run on third, and Oliver, the go-ahead run on second. Garvey, Smith, and Baker in the 9th for the Dodgers. Forster deals into right field. Reggie Smith makes the catch, and that will retire the side. The error does not hurt. Wow, no runs, no hits, and 1 error. It does not matter. We go to the 9th in Game 5. The Dodgers are 3 outs away. They lead 2-1. The Rangers, well, all right. Well, I was going to give you the totals here in a second. Garvey 1 for 3 to face Cleveland. 2 runs, 5 hits, and error for the Dodgers. They've left 4 on. The Rangers, 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors, and they've left on 7. So the Rangers, especially late in the game, have had their chances. Pitch to Garvey is a liner to center. Benitez, 1 out. So Smith, Baker, and then we'll pinch hit Mota to get him in. Well, we'll see. Reggie is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. He scored a run. The first run, and that came in the second. Pitch to Smith. There's a laced hit in the right field. And so the Dodgers have their 6th hit of the ball game. 1 out for Baker, who is 0 for 3. So Cleveland trying to get out of this, keeping this a 1-run game. Sundberg, Hara, and Benitez, and no, you wouldn't pitch hit for any of them. Pitch to Baker. Ground ball up the middle. Smith will hold at second. Hara couldn't make it. And so runners on first and second, Nova, and 1 out. And the Dodgers will go with Manny Mota. So a touching moment here. Mota, 12 for 37 as a pinch hitter, 324 with 2 RBI. Mota, tears in his eyes at the plate. He can put some contact here. He can knock this one away. Replay Sports Channel, that's not me, is the latest follower, by the way. Pitch to Mota is a ground ball to Hara. Wills for 1 over to Hargrove. And that is 2. And so we go to the bottom of the 9th. The score, the Dodgers 2, the Rangers 1. And if the Rangers don't score, that's it for this replay. We want to make sure that the Dodgers get their just due if they do win the series. So I'd like to take a moment now to jinx myself and thank all of you for making this so worthwhile. We do this to spend time together and to enjoy each other's company. And for 156 times this year, we went back to 1978. And so we look forward to 1949 in the new year. We won't be doing this every day. To go back to a more reasonable 78 to 80 game replay. So from me to you, thank you oh so much. It means the world that you guys have watched and the numbers that you have. We're going to be close, by the way, to 4,000 live views. That's extraordinary. So thank you so much. And so let's get back to it. Let's see if the Dodgers can win the World Series. Sundberg is 1 for 3. Oh, my pleasure, Todd. My pleasure. He does have a double and a strikeout. Thank you, Rusty. I went through today to make the playlist, and I was stunned it was that many. So it's 141 regular season streams, and some of those were double headers. And so this is playoff game number 15. Pitch to Sundberg, ball 4. The Rangers say, we're not done yet. So Sundberg, have they got a good pinch runner? They do. It's John Lowenstein. You're welcome, Jamie. So Toby Harris 1 for 3. You don't need to hit and run. You just want to stay out of the double play. They're playing for the bunt. Toby can do that. They're going to swing, and it's a ground ball to Garvey. Takes it to the bag himself, and that is 1 out. But the tying run is on second. My pleasure, JT. And yeah, by the time that we're done, we've done a full season in about 10 months. Here's Beniquez. He's 1 for 3. Lowenstein, the tying run on second. Pitch to Beniquez. Here's a ground ball to Russell. Over to Garvey. 2 out. So the Dodgers are down to are 1 out away. And it's Tommy Lasorda's best friend in the entire world, Kurt Bavacqua, at 184, 2 homers and 31 RBI. Can you say Mendoza? Sure you can, because that's what it would be. Everybody's up. Lowenstein will score on a hit. Do they have anybody better against a lefty? John Ellis, who would come in to catch. You got to go with it. So Ellis at 289. 3 homers and 17 RBI. What a spot to make your playoff debut. 2 out and the bottom of the 9th. It would have been, but I really do kind of have to play the percentages here. And lefty versus lefty was not what you wanted. Lowenstein will stay in the game to play third if the game is extended. Forster, ready for a champagne shower of a generation. Winds and deals to first. Garvey, the Dodgers are the champions of baseball. In 78, it's L.A. Garvey leaps into Forster's arms. Lasorda runs around like a chicken with his head cut off. The Los Angeles Dodgers have won the World Series. Only Dave would be applauding that. So Don Sutton, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. The Bonds homer in the 7th. Go wherever you are tonight, Lorenzo. Go crazy. You've just won a World Series. He walked 2 and struck out 6. Terry Forster got the 5 outs and didn't give up a run. Ferguson Jenkins is going to lose 2 games in this series. Pitched much better tonight. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 5. And as you ask your speaker device to play We Are the Champions, we'll tell you that Steve Yeager is our MVP of the World Series. And flash this graphic. The Los Angeles Dodgers are world champions in 1978. And so from Arlington, and for the last time in this replay, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much. Good night from Arlington, and good night from Retro Sports Network.